What's up? 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 What is up? How are y'all doing today? Hey, we are here to talk about She-Hulk episode 6. I hope you guys have actually watched the episode because if you haven't, we are going to talk about all the spoilers and everything that happened throughout the episode. So that is your spoiler alert. If you have not seen the episode, this is the time to go on somewhere. Go watch it. It's only 25 minutes. It's not that long. This whole show, all these episodes are really short. But yeah, I mean, honestly, by the time you watch the episode and come back, like we'll probably still be here. So you have time to go watch it on Disney Plus right now. Yes, we just got our episode, and it clearly was a send-off. Because I think a lot of people were anticipating a certain cameo. We will talk about that. But that didn't happen. So yeah, here we are with this episode instead. Now, whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I think we'll definitely get into that in a little bit as well. But yeah, so episode 6, here we are. But let's see who has made it out today, who is joining us tonight to talk about and react to episode 6 of She-Hulk. We got Rim 17 in the building. That's a Mod Squad vet in the building. Thank you so much for being out here, and thank y'all in advance for getting those likes up. Make sure you like the video if you enjoy what you're seeing here, and if you don't, then just keep watching. You could also do that too. Let's see. Dex is Reason, what is going on? Thank you so much for making it out. Appreciate you. Intergalactic Space Captain, that's the homie right there. Aubrey is in the building. Good to see you too. Thank you so much for making it out. John Paul's here. Good to see you too. My man Derek Gaines is in the building. What's going on, brother? That's another top vet in the house. And we got Kimmy J. What's going on, Kimmy? Always a pleasure to have you. That's another vet there. Back-to-back vets with Joy is here too. Good to see you. Shauna, I see you too. Thank you so much for making it out. No Limit is back. Good to see you. MC Harris, how you doing? Screaming Monkey, what's going on? Tyra, how are you? Jay, what's up? What's up? My man Nelson V is back in here. Come on now. Ms. Harper is back in here. All good. Let's see. Are you watching today? I'm watching the episode now. You'll catch it. All right. That's all good. Looking at the timing, you might be done. You might almost be done. But just in case, shout out to everybody watching on the replay gang as well. Queen B is here. Good to see you too, Queen B. Thank you so much for making it. We got another vet and mod squad in the building with SJ Evans. How you doing? Cynthia Charles is joining us today. I appreciate you. Callow is here. Hello, hello. Pamela, what is going on? How are you doing? Who else? I saw. There we go. The fam, Rhonda, what's going on? How are you? Paul is here as well. Good to see you too, Paul. Let's see. Tanya's here. Hello, hello. My man Eric Shaw is here. What is going on? Let's see. E.B. Wilson, good to see you again. CJ is here. Thank you so much for making it out. T-Ville, what is going on? Thank you so much for making it out. My man Jason Rodriguez, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much. Treese, hello. Is it Treese or Trice? I don't know. And I don't want to, I feel bad if it's like one or the other. But anyway, we'll go with Treese for now. But thank you so much for making it out. My man Sean is here. Hello, hello. Gogeta, hello. What's going on? My man Lou, what's going on? How are you? Gilberto's in the building. Kim, how are you? And shout out to everybody that has made it out. Or if you're joining us afterwards, shout out to all of you for making it out. My goodness, starting it off right. Thank you so much. Deborah Rodriguez, my goodness, so generous of you. That is so wonderful. Happy Thursday, E-Man and E-Family. Going to catch you on the replay after we watch the show. Recast T'Challa. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you every week. I'm telling you, Deborah is in and out with these contributions, and I appreciate you for helping to keep the lights on. For real. Thank you so much. Let's see. I think I got another comment. Oh my gosh. Jason, right? Come through. Wow. Happy early birthday, E-Man. Hope this can help you enjoy your birthday a little bit more. Listen, my goodness. Just the fact that you guys are here, that is a birthday gift in itself. Like the fact that you guys are here, contributing, watching the video, sharing, all of that stuff, that means the world to me in itself. But my goodness, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. I can feed my babies because y'all already know I don't get none of this money. The money goes straight. It's in one hand out the other. Like, just okay, there you go. Yeah, you need to eat today. Okay, all right. You need clothes again. Okay, there you go. But thank you so much for that, Jason. I really appreciate that, man. That's so nice of you, man. That's beyond generous, beyond generous. But thank you for that. And yes, in case anybody's asking, the birthday's happening tomorrow. For yours truly. I already feel old enough. Every time I wake up, it's something else hurting, or I need to stretch or whatever. But just because of that, there is not going to be a live tomorrow. I will be dedicating that time with the missus. We have a nice little hot date planned. So no live on Friday. I'm going to try and reschedule that for Saturday. So make sure you're following me and all that good stuff so that you can get the notification when that happens. But yes, we are going to be shooting for Saturday to do our normal live chat covering all the news from the week. So again, no live on Friday, but we'll be meeting back up on Saturday. All right, so we got episode 6 of She-Hulk. Let's kind of go through this episode and talk about a couple things. So let's see. First off, we kick off with Jen. She's getting an invitation from her long-term, I guess, a high school friend, Lulu. And this is for a wedding invite. Nikki is at the house and she's like, yo, like, don't nobody want to see this dress? Where is the super suit? Where is my super suit? Like, she wants to know where the super suit made by Luke is. And you know, if you've seen it in the trailers, it's pretty much the white and purple jumpsuit that she's talking about. And you know, I'm guessing that they're gonna hold off and show that a little bit later, of course. But this is where we get Jen breaking the fourth wall in classic She-Hulk fashion, and she mentions how this episode is self-contained. And she makes a joke of that, saying that it is kind of inconvenient because so are weddings, you know, because people just be having weddings out of nowhere and they want you to just show up at random times, days, and all that. But of course, this is really kind of like calling out a potential send off, I guess, of, if you recall in the last episode, they teased the Daredevil helmet. And of course, a lot of people, including yours truly, was thinking, well, y'all teased Daredevil, y'all showed him in the marketing, so clearly this next episode is going to have Daredevil. Right? Wrong. So we were all wrong and they sent us off. Now, here's the thing. I feel as though there's a problem with this send off. Two things. One, this joke could have been better had the marketing not affected this, right? And that goes to my other point, which is the marketing in general. And this is something that I've had a bit of an issue with when it comes to Marvel specifically. I have this issue with a lot of movies, but when it comes to Marvel specifically, I have a huge issue with the fact that whatever the show does not always line up with what the marketing does, right? And what I'm talking about here is, I don't think we ever should have gotten Daredevil in the trailers, like ever. Think about this. The people that are watching this show now, I wonder, I just wonder this, would they have been any more or less if we had never seen Daredevil? Now, even if we would have gotten the same number, I wonder, would it have been pretty much the same difference, if not a little bit more, had they never told us that Daredevil was going to be in it? Because think about it. When the trailers and everything first came out, we saw that Wong was going to be in it. Everybody likes Wong, right? Okay, that's cool. We saw Abomination was coming back. That was cool. Then we saw Bruce Banner was going to be back with Smart Hulk. Great. I think, for my opinion, I think that was enough to really get people going to at least give this show a shot, right? But the whole thing about teasing Daredevil so early, and keep in mind, this is episode 6, which means there are 9 episodes. We only got 3 more after this. So Daredevil's got to show up in at least 3 of them. And right now, Daredevil, I would argue, is a much bigger and more popular character and name than She-Hulk is, which means that's another character that's going to steal the shine away from the main character, potentially. So my problem here is this show is starting to get very Boba Fettish, by having all these other cameos and not really focusing enough on the main character. But at the same time, why even bother showing Daredevil? Like, I'm getting a little frustrated with Marvel not realizing that one, the internet is a thing, that social media is another thing, and that there's a huge thing called the Marvel machine that whenever Marvel drops anything, it's going to have its own advertisement. In other words, let's think about an example with Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange 2 kind of fell flat for some people because they were disappointed it didn't have more to it, right? Like, it was just like, okay, the story was cool, but man, we was all getting hyped up for all the cameos. What happened with the marketing? They sat here and they teased this, they teased that, and they messed up by showing us Professor X. They should have never shown us Professor X. They should have never even teased that he was in the movie. Why? Because when you go watch the movie, if you watch it, it sets up Professor X as the biggest surprise. Well, if Professor X is supposed to be the biggest surprise and you already know he's going to be in there, what's going to happen? And it's going to be eventual disappointment because y'all don't have nothing else bigger to back that up with. And I'm afraid the same thing is going to happen with She-Hulk. You played your big Joker surprise card with Daredevil, and if you don't have anything else to back that up in episodes 7, 8, and 9, this might end up being a huge disappointment overall. So this is what I'm talking about when I say the marketing affects the show and the experience that we have, because I can only imagine, man, if they had never told us Daredevil was going to be in this, and imagine if we had watched the last episode and we came across that big Easter egg at the end, people would have been losing their minds. If D23 never happened, if no Daredevil Reborn, if nothing was announced, nothing, if they had kept all of that under wraps and they allowed She-Hulk to actually surprise us, my goodness, the internet chatter, the articles, the news, the YouTube videos, that would have been the free marketing, so that even the people that didn't care about She-Hulk in the beginning, they'd be like, wait a minute, did you say Daredevil? Like Netflix Daredevils and She-Hulk? Oh man, let me start watching Disney Plus. Let me subscribe. Let me get on this. So this is why I'm just kind of like, man, I feel like She-Hulk might be playing themselves, even though it was clearly a reference joke. Like they're clearly aware that we were expecting this, but I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, y'all really could have made this a bigger surprise had you just not been so thirsty for the attention and just shown us, just like, forget the fact that Daredevil was there. Like, don't even show it to us. But I don't know. So I'm curious as to what y'all feel. Like, did you feel disappointed, or did you laugh at the fact that, hey, ha ha ha, this was a send-off? Or do you also think, maybe this show could have benefited by never revealing in the trailer that Daredevil is going to be in there? Because like I said, if they don't have something bigger than Daredevil, I don't know if people are going to leave with a good taste in their mouth when it comes to this show. Because let's just say, some certain villain or whatever is going to show up. I mean, if it's a B or C level list villain, a lot of people ain't going to be like, dang, it was him all along. Now, if Dr. Doom steps up, that's a different story. That's an A-list villain right there. But if it's a mediocre villain, I don't know. So y'all let me know what you think about that. So sorry about that long montage right there, monologue about that. But the marketing stuff always gets on my nerves because I always feel like we be getting robbed of something that could have been great, because it feels like the marketing division is doing their own thing, whereas the shows or the movies are like, no, if you go into this completely cold and completely cut off, you would actually be surprised. And by being surprised, you might have a higher impression of the show. So I wonder, is it really worth it? Because in my opinion, Marvel needs to act like they are Drake or Beyonce or Kanye. You notice Drake, Beyonce, or Kanye, they don't have to do the traditional marketing stuff when it comes to promoting an album. They don't have to say, hey, y'all, album drops November 15th. Make sure y'all go get it. They don't have to do that. If Beyonce drops an album at 2 o'clock in the morning, you don't think that the internet is going to carry that wave and market it for her and she still makes a $1 billion off of that? She don't have to do that no more. She doesn't have to do the normal marketing that, you know, other artists have to do. And I need Marvel to kind of realize, neither do you. You already have a self-contained fan base. You already have a track record of literally trending with anything y'all do. Y'all don't need to keep holding on to this old stuff as if y'all scared nobody gonna watch your stuff. Stop it. Word of mouth is a thing. Y'all have that pull. Relax. Even if it's a completely new show, y'all do enough in the show to push it forward and to get people interested. If not now, they will later. Damn, I need to talk to the marketing people because I don't understand what they be thinking. They holding on to all this old marketing stuff and not realize, like, it's okay. Y'all are already at the top. Y'all can make this happen. Gosh, y'all can see that bothers me. I'm sorry. It bothers me because I feel as though we could have a better time with the shows and the marketing like detracts from that. I just don't like that. I don't like it. Brittany, thank you so much for this. Gonna have to catch you on the replay. Just stopping by to say happy birthday. Enjoy your night tomorrow. Thank you so much, Brittany. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel like that and supporting me like that. I really appreciate you. Lou, thank you so much. Happy early birthday, E. Enjoy a solid self-contained episode of She-Hulk. Yep, I was looking for Daredevil in this episode too. Yeah, and I don't think you were alone. I think we all were. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I heartbroken that, you know, Daredevil didn't show up? No, I ain't finna lose no sleep over this. I'm just more concerned, like I said, over the longevity, like the overall impression of the show. I mean, 9 episodes, yeah, that's great. It sucks that they're like 25 minutes long, but I mean, I just hope we don't lose sight. I hope Jen doesn't get outshined by like all these other people. That's my only thing. Like, it's important to set things up, but like you gotta hold on to the spotlight. You know, I mean, you look at WandaVision, you look at Loki, not one episode, even though they highlighted other people, not one episode did either one of the main stars lose their attention or lose the focus. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that with Falcon and Winter Soldier because Bucky was stealing some of that shine away from Sam, you know, and it looks like that might be happening here. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Lou. I appreciate you so much. Dang, we didn't even get into the episode, and I'm already going in on this. Sorry. Let's see. Nelson, thank you so much. Blame Chapek for a happy birthday. Thank you so much. When in doubt, blame Chapek. Yes. Thank you so much for that, Nelson. I appreciate you. Kato, thank you. I'm late. Fresh off a replay, gang. Showing love. And yeah, I totally agree. When I saw the helmet, I was like, shouldn't have put that in the trailer. Yeah, that's like, I don't know why they do that. Like, it's just so unnecessary. And I don't know. I wish they would just understand that they don't have to do this. Like, almost everyone in the world knows who or what Marvel is. And if they're not a fan now, they might become a fan later anyway. But whatever. That's the same old business practices, I guess. Hold on. I saw Kano back at it. Thank you so much. Marvel's so big they don't realize they could drop a whole movie, no warning, and break the internet. P.S. Happy birthday, Big E. Keep grinding and growing. This is what I'm saying. For real though, like they really could, you know, if out of nowhere, if Marvel said, I don't know, X-Men versus Avengers coming out in 2 weeks, you don't think them box office finna break? You don't think people finna lose their mind and be like, wait, what? X-Men versus Avengers today, next week. What? Oh, I gotta clear my plans. Oh, I gotta go to the theater. Oh, I gotta do. You don't think that's gonna be crazy? Come on now. Come on now. That would obliterate any records for tickets being sold. Again, I need Marvel to understand that they can handle it. They can handle it. Okay, I can breathe now. All right, let's get back to the actual episode. I'm sorry, that just bothered me so much. All right, so now Jen is now going to the this is the pre-party, I believe. And they gassing her up. I don't know why they gassed her up, talking about shit. Her booty look good. I don't really see what they talking about. But anyway, they gassing her up. She feeling herself. It's all good. Like she getting that nice little confidence booster, and all that. And that's cool. Whatever. But Lulu ain't feeling that. And you know what? Lulu had to pull her to the side and was like, look, don't be coming up to my wedding all She-Hulkish now, because it's about me. It's my day. Don't do this. And Jen was like, it's all good. I'll come as regular Jen. It's fine. It's fine. And she was like, yeah, you better, because it's my day. And then, of course, Jen just shows up as Jen. And she also gets introduced to Jonathan, or gets told that Jonathan is going to be the person that she going to meet. And this is all really going into the overall theme of how this is going to be all about just Jen, and that is the name of this episode as well. But listen, first of all, let me just say that I agree with Lulu. Like, I was like, I've been to weddings, and I've actually worked weddings because my dad used to be a photographer and stuff like that. So I used to help him with stuff. And the wife, she did event planning, but she still does. She's planned many weddings, and I've seen her work. It's crazy. She's like, I do not envy the work of an event planner at all. But the one thing I did learn in all my weddings that I've been to is you don't want to upstage the bride. So when Lulu came through with this, I was like, she is right. She got a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't be mad with her about this. Excuse me. Because it is kind of bogus to show up and steal attention away from the bride. So, like, Lulu was right. Hold on. Oh man, Puma, come through with that super sticker. Thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate you. Let's see. All right, so now we jump in we actually get to Craig Hollis. And for those of you that don't know, Craig Hollis is a I don't know, C-level maybe character. But he does go by the name aka Mr. Immortal. And his main power, his main ability is that he can resurrect himself after he dies. And that's pretty much it. Like, he does not have super healing like Wolverine, but it does trigger in once he dies. So if he breaks his leg or something and he doesn't die, he's going to have to heal up like everybody else. But if he dies, he can quickly heal up and recover. Now, the one thing that is also kind of interesting about him, for those of you that don't know, he also was part of the West Coast Avengers. Now, whether they're going to have him, start up the West Coast Avengers or not, we don't really know. But, there is a tie here with him being part of She-Hulk. I think in one of the comics or something, the West Coast Avengers also got sued because they were playing off of the name Avengers, kind of like when Jen was being sued by Titania for her name and stuff like that. So a similar situation happened with them, but this is it for Mr. Immortal. Like, he just dies and comes back. Now, something that's interesting, and I wonder if they will address it or not. And I also wonder, by the way, when the hell they gonna talk about like Titania? Where did Titania get her powers? Where did Mr. Immortal get his powers? Because clearly, if he's been around for so long, is he a mutant? Now, in the comics, he's kind of like, he's above a mutant, and he's kind of like the next level or something like that. I forget what they call it, homo superior or something like that. He's like a whole different thing. So he's not really a mutant, but he's like above that, like a second level above that. Any comic fans have any more information, let me know. But that's from what I recall. But he's such an obscure character. I never really followed him like that. But he is here because he needs some legal representation in his divorce cases. And of course, he's got Mallory in here, and Nikki is also joining the case. But mainly his issue is the fact that he wants to, deal with his old divorce settlements. And the way he was getting out of it was by killing himself, because as we talked about, that's his power. He knows how to die and come back to life. Now, I know they tried to make this scene kind of bogus, but I'm a little disappointed in the lawyers here because I'm sorry. My man found an actual loophole. He did find a loophole. Most vows, when you take them, what do they say? Till death do we part. If he's dying, doesn't that kind of sort of give him the legal way to get out of a marriage? I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But I'm just wondering why nobody played on that. Why didn't the lawyers kind of be like, well, y'all did have a verbal contract of till death do us part, and you do technically die. Why do you owe anybody anything? I don't know. So if there are any lawyers, let me know what y'all think, because I don't know. I'm just saying. But I did think it was kind of slick that he even thought about it. It's shiesty, don't get me wrong. But it is kind of slick that he even thought about this. But of course, we also learned that the only reason he does this is because he doesn't like confrontation. And that is his real issue. And even when the lawyers start to like really get up on him and call him out on his BS, he does the only thing he knows how to do, and that's jump out a window and kill himself. And he's perfectly fine, as you can see. And I did think this was funny. By the way, if you look at the bottom of the S of the security in that car, there is a QR code for a comic. I believe the comic is for a West Coast Avengers comic. So again, that's another tie for you for the West Coast stuff there. But this whole thing I thought was kind of interesting. And even though it was more of a side story, you get your laugh. We go back to the wedding. Lulu comes up and asks Jen about how things are going in her life and what's going on. And Jen is like, oh, happy you asked. Well, I became a She-Hulk. I'm part of this law firm, and I'm doing all of this good stuff and yada yada yada. And Lulu's like, yeah, nah, I don't care about none of that. I was just asking if you got a man, you got somebody in your life, like what's going on. And that just didn't go the way Jen expected. And I kind of feel as though, because this show is constantly trying to play on different things that women deal with, and I think what Lulu is kind of representing is kind of like that old way of thinking that in order for a woman to have value, you have to be with a man, or you have to have somebody in your life. Like you can't be good unless somebody else is in your life. And it is kind of like a shallow way of thinking, in a sense, that like, despite the fact that she's got a good career, despite the fact that, she has these new super abilities and all this stuff, none of that matters because she doesn't have a man. She doesn't have somebody, next to her or whatever. So, I think that says more about Lulu because, of course, she is getting married here as well. But it is kind of like a really, really outdated way of thinking. It kind of reminds me of like, I know a lot of us have that one aunt, maybe even a grandma or whoever, who's just be like, oh, how's it going, baby? How you doing? You met anybody? No? Okay, goodbye. You could be like, dang, grandma, like, I got a degree, I got a job, I got this, I'm doing that. I lost 150 pounds and I did that. But are you married? Like that. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of the same energy that Lulu was channeling right there. But I don't know, whatever. What else did they do? Oh, and then of course Titania showed up. And with Titania, this is where all the drama starts to begin. Jen calls her out and was like, "Look, why are you here? What are you doing? You know, like you just trying to like hurt me and do all this stuff." And Titania was like, "Look, chill out. This ain't even about you. I'm just here to chill. I'm dating one of the guys in the wedding and stuff. It's not about you." And she's flipping the tables and making Jen look real crazy. And you know, Jen does look crazy, even though Jen is right. But at the same time, this is going all according to Titania's plan because Titania is actually a very shallow and insecure person. And the only way, I mean, she's a classic bully, right? Like the only way she can get off is by doing things to put Jen down. And we find out a little bit more of that later on. But that is clearly like the only thing that Titania is living for right now, and that is to see Jen's downfall. Let's see, what else do we have? Wait. Sorry, I forget the order of when this happened. Oh yeah, that happened later. Okay, whatever. We can get to that later. 1 second. There we go. We jump back to the lawyers. There we go. Sorry about that. So the lawyers are now talking, and we have all of Mr. Immortal's past partners that are alive anyway. They're all here and they all want to collect. Everybody wants a piece of what they feel they are owed in this divorce settlement. A lot of the partners have said that, or one of the partners said that they found out about his ability to come back to life and that he's been changing his name, all thanks to the certain website Intelligentsia. And of course, this is going to be a clue that we'll talk about a little bit later. But this website, basically, according to the lawyers, is ran by a bunch of hateful man babies or whatnot. And you know, look, Mr. Immortal's like, look, hey, I got all this money. You know, I bought Apple stock back in the day. I got my old ex-wife's money as well. Why don't I just give y'all all a little something, you know? And that's what his idea is, to make all of this go away. Let's not forget, this is a guy that does not like confrontation. Then we go back to the wedding. It looks like Jen has actually found somebody really nice. You know, this is Josh or whatnot. But yeah, that's not gonna last long because Lulu basically wants to put Jen on duty to kind of help out with things like serving the glasses and you know cleaning up and all that. We jump back to the bridal party, and apparently not only does Jen have to do serving and stuff, but she's also on ironing duty. And then we finally meet Jonathan. Yes, Jonathan, boy, Jonathan looked goofy. Please tell me dogs don't really look like this. Like this can't, this dog looks so fake, but I got a feeling that it real that is real. It reminds me of whatever, like y'all remember Ren and Stippy? Like that remind me of Ren. Like just goofy looking. Boy, oh, I could never have a dog like that. I am so sorry to those of y'all that love dogs and stuff like that, but there are certain dogs that I just cannot do. Like I'll be honest with y'all. When I was looking for, when I first was contacted, I was contacted by a breeder or whatever, and I was looking for Kobe. Right, when I first met Kobe, Kobe had some brothers, you know, and it was like, no, he had brothers and a sister, and part of a litter or whatever. And I remember going through the pictures or whatever. And when I tell you some of his siblings look slow, like I'm talking about dogs with faces like, huh? Like they just look slow. And I know dogs come in all different shapes and sizes. And I'm not trying to make fun of nobody that, you know, dogs that might have mental whatever. But them dogs look slow. I'm sorry. So, and I told my wife, ain't no way I'm gonna have a dog that looks slow in my house looking at me all the time. And I gotta no, we gotta have a regular dog that look like a dog. No, like I cannot have something like this in my house. I just cannot. I refuse. Like, you're not gonna embarrass me while we taking a walk. That's not gonna happen. So anyway, what else do we have? Oh, hold on. I got a couple comments. I'm sorry. Let me get that. Anybody got a dog like that? I apologize. Listen, if y'all love y'all dog, that's cool. I'm just saying that dog would not work for me. I could not do it. Let's see. That's another reason why we ain't got no ankle biters. Because I told my wife straight up, she like them little dogs. She like them little dogs. I was like, look, if I can step on it, I don't want it. And I'm not talking about intentionally. I'm talking about like on accident. Like, ooh, I wake up, the dog is sleeping, and I step on it and it dies. Like, if you that small, you don't need to be in the house. Just know. Because I'm not looking down every time for little ankle bite. And I hate ankle biters. They got them personality disorder. They want to bite everybody. And no. Anyway, what we got? Puma, thank you so much. I love how he jumped out the window to get away. Yes, that was pretty. I laughed. I thought that was kind of funny because my man was like, conflict, no thanks, out of here. And he was done with it. I'm pretty sure somebody's going to make a meme out of that eventually. Thank you so much for that, Puma. Alib, hey, E-Man. Nana says, happy birthday. Tell Nana I said thank you so much. Cash it. Oh, snaps. Hold on. Let's see what Nana left in here. Hold on. Let me grab this real quick. I also got to give some shout outs to other people too that were very, very generous with this. See, Cash App done changed. Okay, there we go. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm gonna send some love right back. Alib for the $25 Cash App. Really, really appreciate you for that. You said didn't want YouTube to take your birthday money. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. My man Terrence, thank you so much. I'm sending some love right back for the $20 Cash App. Really appreciate you, man. You always been coming through. Definitely appreciate that. I also got one from Kristen. Thank you so much for the $25 Cash App. Kristen says, for tapping in late, love the channel. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. And shout out to Melanie as well for the $5 Cash App. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Y'all just be blessing me like no other, and I really do appreciate it. Thank you for real. Who else we got here? Okay, so we got the nasty dog Jonathan in there. Okay, so we got that. Yeah, that was kind of bogus for Jen. Like, she's just getting played to the left. And clearly Lulu didn't even really want Jen there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a friend. Like, she just wanted like another helping hand, So it does seem as though this was really all because of obligation. So we see Ched is also like DJing the wedding. Oh wait, no, we'll skip that for now. Actually, we go back to the lawyers, and it looks like Nikki is doing her thing. Keep in mind, she's not a lawyer; she is a paralegal. So I believe that's like she's like in training or whatever. But she is doing her thing. She is negotiating all these deals with all the past partners. And I think that this was a great way to build up Nikki and her character. But I'm curious, and I want y'all to answer this. Like, do y'all care? Because I'm just kind of like, I'm sitting here kind of conflicted that the show is going out of its way to develop all these other people and set up all these other things that I think are going to be in the movie. And I feel like we're only really getting, I don't know, 20-30% of Jen centered stuff. Like, do we need to know that Jen is, or that Nikki is probably a really good lawyer in the waiting? I mean, I'm not hating on the character. I'm just wondering, like, is this too much of a distraction from like building up the main character? I'm just saying, I'm asking that, because I feel as though you can accomplish these things without taking such a detour away. So for example, you could build up Nikki's character while Jen is there. You see what I'm saying? Rather than put Jen over there. Now let's go over here to the side characters on top of that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I'm just wondering if they could kind of condense it a little bit better and not leave Jen completely out of it. Because I'm just saying, you got cameos coming up, you got side characters getting built up. And I'm like, this is She-Hulk, right? Like, it's her show. I don't know, maybe. I don't know, whatever. But hey, whatever. I'm not complaining because I actually do like Nikki, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if it needs to sacrifice Jen in the process. But hey, whatever. She looked good here doing it. She was definitely getting her lawyering on. Clearly, everybody is happy here. So that's great. We do go back to the wedding with what was his name? DJ Incredible, Chedible, whatever it was. But yes, Jen is having a good time. She even calls Bruce, and it was interesting. I don't know if y'all caught this, but it was interesting because she was like, look, Bruce, it's been days, weeks, or months. Now, keep in mind, she is intoxicated at this point. She is very drunk at this point. But I feel as though this is an interesting way to just blur the lines of when this is taking place and how long it's taking place. Because let's not forget, Marvel does not like to give away specific times and dates unless they really have to, because it can potentially mess with the continuity. And that's something that they really don't want to do. So the fact that Bruce could have been gone for days, maybe months, maybe weeks, who knows? That's kind of being showcased here. But I would even throw in the fact that, like, if Bruce travels, and I mean, we're gonna get into like some intergalactic type of I'm sorry, interstellar type of science here. The fact that he's gone for, and if you've watched Buzz Lightyear, the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If he, depending on how far away he goes, time could move a lot differently for him too. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be going to another galaxy, another universe, or whatever. And by the time he come back, it feels like, at least to us on Earth, it might feel like it's been years, but to him, it was like, yo, I was gone for like 3 days. So I wonder if they're gonna kind of play around with something like that as well. But anyway, Josh is back. And it definitely looks like they're hitting it off and having a good time. And I like this part the most because we got more about Jen, and she confessed that she just wanted to be amazing. She wanted this one time for people to just kind of look at her, the things she's accomplished. Basically all the things that she was telling Lulu earlier that she didn't care about. She was hoping that someone would just notice. Josh noticed, and she was like, "Oh, word." And look, the fact that she gave my man this look right here. Listen, y'all know they're gonna be sharing some fries. Okay, y'all know that's gonna happen. If this was Luke Cage, they'd already be having some coffee right now. But anyway, but no, this is what I'm talking about when I say these type of moments are so critical in developing Jen's character, because we're starting to see her, like, the main thing with her is about how does she juggle the She-Hulk persona versus her regular life, her regular being Jen, and this is going to be something that's going to be kind of like central to her one way or another. Now in the comics, again, if I think I told you guys this before, she decides to just stay as She-Hulk for, like, I don't know, the vast majority of the time. Like you barely see her go in her normal phase or whatever. But again, a lot of this stuff could be building up as to why she will end up being She-Hulk more times than not. Unfortunately, she got a little too chocolate wasted, and she is thrown up. And of course, the hand that you see that comes up to help her out is none other than Titania, because she was going to give her them hands. And she gave her a supersized kick as well, a sucker kick, I should say. But I got to pause it real quick. Now, the moment she got kicked, we've seen Titania is clearly a superpowered individual. How is Jen not, like, completely broken? How is her face not completely smashed in? Because she's not She-Hulk. She does not have super healing ability while she's in normal form. Like, not a bruise, not a scratch, nothing. Now, is this Marvel just being lazy? Are they just not saying that? Like, what is going on? I'm just saying, I don't understand how she could take a hit from Titania, somebody who could walk through walls. Now, I'm going to suspend belief. I'm going to suspend it because this is all fiction anyway. I'm just saying, normal Jen ain't no way she should be able to like take a hit from a superpowered individual and just be all right. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I could totally see if she got really injured and she hulked out, and by hulking out, that heals her. And then when she goes back, she's fine. I could see that. I'm just saying that's this. I kind of was like, yeah, okay, all right, Marvel, yeah, all right. But anyway, Jen does call her out. She calls out Titania for being so obsessed and everything. And you know what? Titania is. We see that she is clearly very, very insecure. She doesn't like, she's jealous of the fact that Jen is getting like all this attention, and she is like provoking her. And she's like, yo, Hulk out. We gotta fight because I need to prove to everybody else that you don't deserve this attention. Once again, calling out to her own insecurities for whatever reason. I don't know. Whatever reason she's jealous is kind of ridiculous, but that is how she's feeling. We see Jen almost turn kind of like her cousin Bruce when she couldn't Hulk out, and she gave the excuse that she just forgot how to do it. I guess we could blame it on the Henny for that. But eventually she gets it anyway. She becomes She-Hulk. She mollywops Titania, cracking no, she didn't crack it. Titania ends up slipping, busting her own grill, getting made fun of, and of course that really messed her up right there. Lulu comes in, and now all of a sudden, you know, you think that she's gonna hate the fact that she hulked out at the wedding or whatever, but nah, she's drunk. She loves She-Hulk, and that's all good. I had no idea her hands were so big. Is that me? Okay, them hands look kind of big. But yes, She-Hulk actually did end up being the hero, you know, of the wedding in some way, shape, or form. While Titania got exposed. So let's go. I got a couple comments. Let me grab them real quick. Hold on one second. Want to make sure I didn't miss nobody early. Okay, I'm caught up. One sec. There we go. Kano, what you got? Them dang ankle biters. Nope. If I can punt it, I don't want it. They are Satan spawn for real, for real. I got a phobia for them little demons. Listen, man, I don't like them. I don't like little dogs. They're so annoying. Like, if you got a little dog, put it in your purse. You know what I'm saying? Put it in your purse. Treat it like a toy that you think it is. I don't care. Just leave me alone with it. Can't even bite nobody. Get out of here. Just get out of here. Looking like a little dog. No, get out of here. I don't want it. I want a dog. Okay. Dog that's at least, you got to be at least up to my knees. You at least got to stand up and something. You got to get up there. Kobe just made it too, by the way, his short self. Kimmy, thank you so much. Birthday. Are you a Libra gang too, or a Virgo? Either way, happy birthday, and put this towards some cake. Thank you so much. I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really follow horoscopes or nothing like that. I think I'm, you know, for those that do follow it, I think I'm like on the cusp or whatever. But I personally just don't really follow it. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you for that. Ty always coming through with the super sticker. Thank you so much for that, Ty. You always coming through. Love it. Thank you so much for that. Let's see. Oh, we got Puma back at it. Plus, Titania flew into that guy too. He's fine. Yeah, that was another thing. Now, I mean, I know what you're talking about. Like when she got punched and she flew into the waiter. That was a little bit more believable than getting hit full force. I mean, you getting hit to the fact that you're flying in the air. I mean, some ribs got to be crushed. Something got to be bruised. Jen should not be able to walk away from that. She should almost be dead. Okay. Just saying. But again, you know, maybe once she turned into She-Hulk, maybe it fixed itself. I don't know. But yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Oh, okay. So now Mallory and Nikki are hanging out after the case. And we learned that Mallory is also married with a kid. Who knew? But they do go ahead and jump on this Intelligentsia site. And there were, by the way, a couple Easter eggs, I think, on the site. One of them was, if you look at the top left, what does it say? Top 10 best travel destinations. I think that says Cookville is like one of the top 10 places. Now, if you recall, Cookville was actually one of the places that Sylvie did a bomb. Y'all remember? Look at the bottom right. You see the arrow in 1999. So this was in the alternate universe. Cooksville was one of the places that she bombed, and she created like all those Nexus events in the TVA. So I thought that was actually kind of dope that they added that in there. Very, very small Easter egg there. But something cool. Now the one other one, and this is, I don't know, this is just my own thing. I'm wondering, but look at the title of the main article where it says, like, the weird rubbery guy. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you know what? I got the feeling that they're calling this, keep in mind, this is the internet, it's the dark web at that. They're calling him the weird rubbery guy because I'm wondering if, like, the Fantastic Four or Reed Richards does not exist yet in this main MCU. Because if he did, if the Fantastic Four, who, by the way, were always publicly open with their abilities, if they were out there, I'm just sitting here thinking that they would have gone ahead and actually, talked about it. They would have compared it. They would have been like, hey, this guy looks like Mr. Fantastic or something like that. So I thought it was actually kind of interesting that they called him Weird Rubber Guy, because I think that might be a hint towards the fact that the Fantastic Four have not been in existence yet in the main MCU timeline. But yes, we can go ahead and also talk about the fact that Intelligentsia is a huge reference to a Marvel supervillain group. And this group is a group. Let me see if I have a picture of them, but they are basically a super villain group, and they kind of compose the group changes up from time to time. So it really isn't like, I wouldn't say it's like dead set on who they are all the time. Think of it kind of like how the Suicide Squad will have different people and different characters or whatever. It's pretty much the same thing here as well. This group has been, hold on, I'm trying to get y'all an image for it real quick, just so y'all can see from the comics. Let's load this up real quick. There we go. And do I have it here? Yes, I do. Okay. Just gonna take its sweet time, load it up, get it going. There we go. So yes, so as you can see, MODOK is probably the most recognizable right there. He's the big head dude right there in the middle. But it's had other people also involved. Dr. Doom has been a part of it. The leader, who we will talk about a little bit later, he's also been a part of it. And it's just like a rotation of it. But of course, this is kind of giving you the idea that the Intelligentsia, even though it is under this facade that it's like this website for people, kind of like it's almost like its own version of 4chan, I guess. But as you can see, you have a lot of these are where the quote unquote man babies are. But you see that Mallory made a fake profile in order to get into into the site, and you can see things like cancel She-Hulk, when you a Hulk but you still dumb. You see more hateful stuff, like how do we swat She-Hulk? 8 reasons she needs to die. How do we kill She-Hulk? And this is where things obviously get very serious, and it gets kind of, the sad thing about this is very similar to real life. Like, sadly, there are people that are very, very like this, similar to this, in real life. There are people that will go out of their way to hate fictional things because, I don't know, it doesn't gel with whatever their imagination dictates. And they will literally, go on the dark corners of the web and come up with this bigotry and promote this stuff. Matter of fact, if you watched the Batman not too long ago, spoiler alert, but the movie's been out for a long time now. The Batman and the Riddler, they kind of play into that dark web stuff as well. How the Riddler was getting ideas on what to do to destroy Gotham and stuff like that. Same concept, same thing going on right here. So when they discovered this, Mallory was telling Nikki, like, yo, like, don't tell that to Jen, like, let her be, you need to, like, what, don't make her worry about these trolls online, because there's nothing you can really do about trolls online. They're gonna be there anyway, and all you're gonna do is put all this unnecessary stress on Jen to put that in the back of her mind. And Nikki's like, nah, go ahead. She gonna go ahead and just tell her anyway. And she does. She leaves her voicemail telling her about all these crazy man babies and stuff. But Jen ain't trying to hear none of that. She out here getting her fries on with Josh. But while it looks like it's going to be a nice happy ending, unfortunately it's not, because they are currently being watched. As you can see in the lower left-hand corner of this image, they are being under surveillance. And something I want you to just kind of look at here. Now, this could mean one of two things. Maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. Look right above on the left-hand side where it says history. It says Jennifer Walters, right? So my question for you first is, clearly, whoever's watching Jen has an interest in Jen. But my question is, why don't they have anything on Josh? They're not looking at Josh. Now, I wonder, are they not looking at Josh because he's not important? Or is it because he's a villain too? Is he in on it? So I'm again, it could be one or it could be nothing, right? But Josh does seem a little too good to be true. We already seen how he's not like these other dudes that just like, are creeps online. He's not like even the doctor guy who only likes She-Hulk. He likes Jen all the way around. Or does he? So I'm curious as to wondering, do y'all think Josh is the real thing? Or is he too good to be true? Is he a plant? Is he a plant? Because he did just come out of nowhere. He did just show up and sat right next to her. And, Jen is not necessarily like, it's not that everybody knows who she is, but she's not that unknown either, especially if you're a group that is like really stalking her and putting her under surveillance and stuff too. So I'm curious to see what y'all think about that. Then, of course, right in the middle, you also see the message from Hulk King. And that is from the Intelligentsia website, which again, that lets you know that the website is a front, because whatever this secret group, secret society is, and of course from the comics, they're a group of villains. They are actively working against or trying to get Jennifer Walters some way, somehow. If you look at the very top, I believe it is monitoring her gamma range. And it is also concerned about, right under the message, macro, what does that say? Macro blood. So it is concerned with not only blood, but it's also concerned with gamma. And that right there is a very, very big clue that we could be getting the leader back, played by Tim Drake Nelson. And this is, of course, if you remember from the 2008 Incredible Hulk movie, he got transformed because he had little drops of Bruce's blood enter his body, and his head gets like super swole and he just gets a lot of headaches or whatever. Let's just say he's ahead of his class. But either way, this is probably a really good indication that that is the case. One thing that I noticed here, of course, that was the needle that the Wrecking Crew had earlier. I know some people were thinking, oh, that's the leader right there. I don't think it is. I just think that because of the fact that, as you can see, the person holding the needle is not the same person that was watching, the camera. So that means that there's clearly a group. This is probably, I was honestly thinking that this could be AIM. It could be the scientist group AIM of villains. Let's just say they're a group of evil scientists. That's all. But it could be them working under the Intelligentsia as well. AIM also, if I'm not mistaken, I think one of their leaders was MODOK. I had a picture of MODOK here. I think I shared earlier. Yeah, MODOK is the big headed dude right there in the middle. So he was one of the people that was leading AIM, that group of scientists and stuff. So that could be who they are. AIM was also teased in Iron Man. Was it 3? Whenever with the Killian stuff. Was that 3 or 2? I forget which one. I think it's 3. But yeah, AIM was in that as well. Yeah, it was 3. It was 3. Um, so the fact that they really, really want Jennifer's blood, and the fact that they changed up the needle, who knows what this needle is? Now, clearly, this needle is a lot bigger than this little needle right here. And they sealed it up with some radiation sign. I don't know if that's because once they get the blood, it'll be radioactive, or if there's something radioactive there to help it pierce their skin. Who knows? But clearly, this is the bigger tease of what's coming. And like I said, a lot of people are suspecting that it is the leader, who also, by the way, was already announced to show up in Captain America 4, New World Order with Sam Wilson. So this show could just be a good setup. He might show up at the end. Um, maybe even MODOK will show up at the end. Um, it's not going to be all that surprising. I mean, She-Hulk is probably going to be the last thing in Phase 4. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is also the last thing in Phase 4. And the very first thing we're getting is Ant-Man. So Ant-Man is going to kick off. It's already been reported that MODOK was going to be in Ant-Man some way, shape, or form. And then, of course, we have Captain America coming in next year. So all of this could just be teases for that later. Then in the credits, we see Ched hooking up with the bride. And this was the only other interesting thing I saw here was Jen doing her paperwork. But y'all, she's doing paperwork for S.H.I.E.L.D. So that right there, I thought was actually kind of interesting. And I wonder what kind of case could she be doing for S.H.I.E.L.D.? And I don't know. I don't know if and it's probably not a good connection because we haven't really seen S.H.I.E.L.D. back in action or back at full force after what Hydra took over and was doing all that stuff with them. But because we did see Sword is taking over. They have the other one, the damage control people or whatever. But I do wonder, what would the superhero law division need to do with Shield? So I wonder if that maybe Sokovia stuff. I don't know, but that could be something interesting to keep an eye out for in the future. I wonder if for whatever reason, Jen might get involved with Skrulls. And I say that because I wonder if there has to be new laws made for Skrulls, because let's not forget the FBI know that Skrulls exist. They know that they're around. Remember, in WandaVision, they mentioned that, right? Jimmy Woo mentioned that. So I do wonder if there are going to be like immigration laws, like how do you regulate if a Skrull gets to live on Earth or not? So I'm just throwing that out there. It's a bunch of random things, I know, but I'd be interested in hearing what y'all think Jen potentially has anything to do with Shield. Sorry, not Sword. Anyway, that was it for the episode. Let's see. I think I had a comment or two. Let's grab that. Oh, my man Derek, happy birthday. We hate small dog. We have small dogs, 3 of them. You want one? Okay, all right. If you want, hey, listen, if you want those, go for it, bro. That's not for me. That's not for me. Thank you for that, Derek. Appreciate you. Let's see, Cynthia, come through. You and the missus enjoy your birthday. Thank you so much, and we absolutely will. What you doing? Somebody just want to crash the party and make little dog noises. I hate them noises. Like, ugh, just always got to be nasty with your mouth and stuff. Ugh. Anyway, y'all tell me, are y'all gonna be excited? And remember, I told you this. You have to, I feel like you're gonna have to have something bigger than Daredevil. I feel like if you advertise Daredevil, if you advertise something really great, if you don't show something better, that's gonna be a problem. But I'm wondering if the leader shows up, do y'all think that's gonna be a big enough payoff to make this show good? Or do you need something even better like Doctor Doom shows up or something? I mean, I don't think that would happen, but I'm just wondering what that would, if that would leave a better impression on y'all or not. Anyway, um this is the point where we get to talk about where y'all get to rate the episode on a scale from 1 to 10. So let me know, where did the episode sit for you all? I did like, I like the little bit of character development for Jen. I like the insight. I kind of wish we got a little bit more of her. The tease is okay. I don't know. I don't know how much this episode did. Like the Mr. Immortal thing, I mean, it felt like a real big distraction. It felt like a long detour just to get to the Intelligentsia website. Like y'all couldn't find a shorter way to get there. I don't know. I mean, this episode didn't blow me away. It's better than the last episode. I did not like the last episode. The last one, I think I gave a 5 or something like that. I think I'm gonna have to give this one like I'm gonna give it like a 6.5. I'm gonna give it a 6. I'm not even gonna front on it because there was nothing in this episode that I was like, oh man, blew me away. I'm gonna give it a 6. It was better than the last one, but I don't know how necessary this episode was. You know, maybe when the series is over, I can go back and be like, oh yeah, that was dope. No, this was important, but right now I'm kind of like, for 25 minutes, I don't know if I really got my time's worth, you know. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. That's me, but let's see what the people are with this. Where we at? Mo, we at 6, 4, 8, 7, 7, 7, 3, 5.23, 7, 7, 9, 8, 7, 7, 7, 5.5, 6, 6, 4, 5.9, 7.5. Thank you. 7, 4, 6, 8, 6, 6, 9, 6.5, 5. Wait. 6. The dog gets a 10. 6.1, 4, 5, 7, 6.5. Okay. All right. Hey, that's where the people are at with it. Can't argue with that. You guys are always right either way. But hey, that's all we got for today. I really, really appreciate y'all for taking the time to watch this episode with me and hanging out with me to talk about it. I think I got to go watch some Thursday night football. But as I mentioned, there is no live tomorrow. I will be hanging out with my queen, the missus, as we celebrate the fun birthday that it will be. And we will try and reschedule for Saturday. But of course, if you're here just for She-Hulk, and that's cool too, next Thursday we'll be back as well to recap the episode when that comes out. Maybe Daredevil comes out, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? But we only got 3 episodes left, so we'll see if this show does something else to blow us away. Anywho, appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate y'all, and thank y'all for the contributions as well. Y'all make sure y'all know what to do by now. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Make sure y'all have a great night and a great rest of your week. I will see y'all hopefully on Saturday, if not a little bit later, but I will definitely catch y'all later. Peace.